What's up, everybody? It's Chris. Forgot my microphone. What's up, everybody? It's Chris with Central Twenty on the Clark, and I'm actually here to talk about one of my favorite subjects, and that is I'm trying to, how should I say this? Like hatred, despise, regarding iBuyers. So iBuyers, if you don't know what they are, iBuyers are companies that come in and they like to go ahead and say that, hey, seller, you can cut out the middleman, aka the realtor, and you can go ahead and sell with us. You'll get market value, and you'll also save on commissions. What do you say? And for a lot of people, they've bought into it, and because let's just be honest, realtors have a very damaging image right now. For the biggest complaint for us, is the lack of communication. And so, like, I see it every single day. The biggest problem I have to deal with is the lack of communication. And so they thrived off of that, and they've done very, very well. But a couple companies have been in trouble lately. One of them being a Zillow Offers. Zillow Offers came in hot, and they actually left quite hot as well. They actually shut down their doors. And the other companies that are out there is RedFin, OfferPad, and the most notable one that I think is probably a household name at this point is OpenDoor. And OpenDoor is what the subject of this matter is. And they just got hit with a fine from the FTC for $62 million for tricking sellers. FTC alleges that the iBuyer used misleading, deceptive information, and its sellers, quote, made thousands of dollars less than they could have via traditional listing, aka listing with us, realtors, real estate professionals that know what they're doing and will sell your property for a market value, because that's our job. We have a fiduciary relationship to our sellers to sell it for the best and highest possible, while educating our sellers to the market and educate them on what is going on. So let's take a look into this just a little bit. So here's a quote from the director of the FTC. OpenDoor promised to revolutionize the real estate market, but built its business using old-fashioned deception about how much consumers could earn from selling their homes on their platform. He also further said there is nothing innovative about cheating customers. And let's just be honest, it's true. There's absolutely nothing innovative about it. OpenDoor claimed to use cutting-edge technology by saving consumers money by providing, quote, market value offers. And I will show you plenty of examples of their market value offers, and reducing transaction costs compared to the traditional home sales process. That's a shot in the foot right there, because let's be honest, as a seller, your biggest expense is real estate commissions. That's true. That's your biggest expense, but it's also a negotiable expense. It's negotiable. There's nothing written in stone or in the world saying that that your standard commission is 6%. It's 100% negotiable. If you have a bottom line that you need to meet, find an agent that's willing to work with your bottom line. If you just want to list it on the MLS for 1%, you can do that. There's nothing in stone that says that you have to pay like a standard. If they come at you, well, the standard is like, no, there is no standard. First of all, okay. So other than that, your biggest fees will be either percentage based off the sales price, or a flat fee that is a cost from a title company or a lawyer that is delegated to you, the consumer, to the seller, or even to the buyer. They have their own closing costs as well. So that you can, when you talk to a realtor, talk to a title company too, and ask for a seller net sheet so you can see, be educated, figure out what it's going to cost you to sell your house. Same thing with OpenDoor or OfferPad or any of those things. But the thing is, they won't tell you until after you've already signed a dotted line. They'll give you a shiny object, and then they'll come back and say, sorry, this is actually what we're willing to give you. Plus, where is repair fees, which if you ask for an itemized breakdown, they're not going to give it to you. If they do, it's going to be completely arbitrary. A lot of times their fees are going to be, their closing fee is that they're going to expect you to pay for is going to be about 1% to 3%. And then on top of that, you have your repair fee that's going to be completely arbitrary, which is going to be like another 1 to 3%, or sometimes like a flat $5,000 that you do not have the options to repair the items yourself. You will not have that option. They won't grant that to you. You're going to have to give them a credit per the contract. Oh, speaking of their contracts, let's be real. These contracts aren't normal contracts that are written by the Florida State Bar or the Florida Realtors. Okay. These are corporate contracts made by corporate lawyers. And when you have a corporate lawyers writing corporate contracts, who do you think that contract benefits the most? Definitely not you, the consumer, or the person who's using their services. It's them. So once you sign, you're stuck. So be aware of that. So what are some of the claims that FTC is claiming? OpenDoor said it used projected market prices when making offers to buy homes, when in fact those prices included downward adjustments to market values. OpenDoor said it made money from disclosed fees. That's something I just went over. But it actually made its money from buying low and selling high, because let's face it, these companies aren't buying these properties to live in it. They're buying to sell it. They're buying to flip it. So they're investors. They're flippers. They're the definition of a flipper. All right. Consumers will likely have paid the same amount in repair costs whether they sold their home through OpenDoor or traditional sales. That's another fallacy right there. That's completely false. Whereas, like, if you do research in terms of reviews against OpenDoor or OfferPad and regarding those repairs, you can't do them yourself, like I said already, and they're not even really structural. All right. So in the real world, if you sell through a traditional home, the most common contract right now is the as-is contract. So long as that property is not structurally damaged or compromised in any way to where you can't get insurance as a buyer, then everything else is cosmetic. So you mean to tell me cosmetically, like on an as-is contract, a buyer's gonna come in and be like, "I want 10 grand off the price for what?" Well, what's going to cost us 10 grand to do the kitchen? That's not my problem. You signed an as-is contract. Sorry. But if you come in and say, like, well, we have to replace the AC, the inspection report shows that it's deficiency or it's no longer working. In fact, it's leaking freon all over the place. That's another argument right there. But to go through OpenDoor, OfferPad, or Zillow Offers, or any of those, and they're almost always going to hit you with that repair cost because they know they can. All right. And it's already baked into the contract. So you're going to give up more money as a seller. All right. So that's a complete lie right there. Consumers would likely have paid less in costs by selling to OpenDoor than they would have with traditional sales. Well, I've already told you between 1 to 3%, 3% being on the high side in terms of your closing costs. And then on top of that, you're going to pay for them for the fee for the repair costs, which are going to be completely arbitrary. And then that's going to be the same as a commission. It's going to be the same as commission. So let's kind of get to the root of it. Like, what's the enforcement act here? Well, they're going to have to pay $62 million, which is a slap on the wrist. That's pocket change to them because they made $8 billion last year. $8 billion. They're going to make that up in 2 years. That's nothing. Oh, and to be a parent, stop deceiving potential home sellers. Yeah, okay. Stop making baseless claims. Okay, sure, absolutely. We'll stop. We'll just find another way to do it. OpenDoor strongly disagrees with the allegations. While they strongly disagree with the FTC allegations, our decision to settle with the commission will allow us to resolve matters and focus on helping consumers buy, sell, and move with simplicity, certainty, and speed. Okay, sure. Yeah, we'll settle because we know we're guilty as fuck. Importantly, allegations raised by the FTC are related to activity that occurred between 2017 and 2019. Let's put that to the test, shall we? All right. So what you're looking at is not the right one. This one. Here we go. So this right here is 596 properties that OpenDoor has either active, pending, or sold. Okay. Active, don't really care about. I want to see what's sold, and all of the sold data in the past 6 months is what we're searching, is what it's based off of. Okay, past 6 months, and they're claiming practices that occurred between 17 and 19. All right, let's see if we can find some sold properties here. All right, here's some sold properties. Let's check out this one right here. Okay, let's dive into the history of the sales. Let's see if they've stopped deceiving sellers by buying low and selling high, shall we? So let's go ahead and dive in here. Sales history. Boom, 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 boom. So buyer, OpenDoor, bought it for $176,000, turned it right around and sold it for 3 months later. So March, June, $213,000. That seller lost out on over $30,000 in profit. Mm, 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 mm. Let's find another one. Go back to the single display. Let's scroll down. This property sold. Let's check this out, shall we? Let's see how deceptive they're not being. So let's see. They bought it, OpenDoor bought it in November of last year for $202,000, and by May they sold it for $240,000. That seller lost out on 40 grand. Let's see, because we got to think too, all the repair costs that they had to pay, the closing costs that they had to pay to the seller. What else we got? Let's go to another page. Let's go to page 19. So you can see already how deceptive they're not being by buying low and selling high. All right, so OpenDoor bought this home in December for $290,000, turned it around and sold it in June for $330,000. Okay, and they're not the only ones. So OfferPad. So here's a customer that I had. So there's OfferPad listing brokerage right there. So they came in and they bought this property. And so the seller was going back and forth between myself and them, and ultimately decided to go with them. Let's see here. They bought the place, OfferPad, right there. OfferPad bought it for $332,000 for February, and then sold it just 2 months later for $360,000. So proof is in the pudding. These iBuyers are not there to save you money. They're there to take your money. Period. If you don't like realtors and you've been burned by realtors, I'm sorry, but there are good agents out there. You just have to interview more than just one. All right? If you want to go for a friend, make sure that they're going to take that friend hat off, leave it at home, and come to work for you as a realtor. And they're going to tell you the truth. Find the ones that know what they're doing. Ask them the right questions. How long have you been a realtor? Are you doing anything else? What was your recent sales? All right. Provide me examples. How many days on market were they? What were your average commissions? Like, ask the questions to all of them. And interview 3, 4. I don't care. Don't go with just the first one. But you also have to be realistic what the market's going and what's doing. Because if you go to OpenDoor, OfferPad, Zillow Offers, by the way, like you're gonna lose a lot of money. And so speaking of Zillow and OpenDoor, they're partnering. They're about to partner. Do you really think a company that has already failed once and a company that is currently manipulating people and just got fined by the FTC is going to have your best interest at heart? Absolutely not. And you're a fool if you think that it is. Plain and simple. My rant is over. I'm going to continue enjoying my beer. This is Chris with Century 21 Alton Clark, and welcome to What Grinds My Gears. See you guys.